Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12. Today we're talking about The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, the new album from Alice in Chains. This review will be mostly focusing on my thoughts about the album, how I felt about it, the songs as a whole. I'm going to be talking about a few individual tracks, but I'm not going to be talking about the whole entire track listing. The track listing is always in the description, but I'm not going to go through each individual song, talk about each individual one. But I'm going to go through the main points about this album and basically my opinions. So that's what it's going to be like. So let's continue on and talk about this album. Of course, this is the second studio release from this band since Lane Staley's passing back in 2002. I know some fans think that they should not continue as Alice in Chains because Lane Staley is not the front man. But for me, I think that they're continuing this band in honor of him because they did reunite back in 2005, and I think it's in honor of him. It's not because they don't care. It's because it's an honor. So if you believe that they shouldn't continue, then I guess that's your opinion. But for me, I think that they're continuing to create really, really good music in their genre of music, alternative music, alternative metal, grunge, hard rock, stuff like that. So it's good that they're still continuing in honor of him and putting out really good music that we know from Alice in Chains, this really unique sound from them. So this album, to me, is really positive. I listening to the whole entire album, not really singling out any single track at the moment when I was listening to it in its entirety, I felt a really good vibe. This album just feels like a classic Alice in Chains album. It just a classic feel. This band is still able to put together really unique songs, have very unique musical elements that they're throwing into the mix, and the guitar sound, the bass, the drums, the vocals from Jerry Cantrell and William DuVall, I believe, yes, is that they're still able to do this. It just sounds really, really good. The thing is that I really noticed is that there isn't a single song on this album that I can really pull out and say that this shouldn't be on the album. I think each song is on the album for its purpose, whether it's for the vocals, which are very unique and are very well known in the metal world. If you listen to Alice in Chains, their vocals stand out with Lane and without Lane. And like that's just one of those key elements, or maybe it's the guitar riffs, because some of the riffs on this album really stood out. Like the riff on Stone, man, that riff is heavy. The bass at the beginning of Stone is heavy and loud and aggressive, and I knew hearing that bass going into Stone, I'm like, here we go, this is gonna be one of those heavy hitting songs, and it sure was. It really was a heavy song. I think the song at the end of the album, Choke, that really closed the album and basically summed up the entirety of the album in one individual song, really was a good way to end this album. It has a really unique guitar thing that they're going along with it. It's very soothing, and it's just a good way to sum up what you just heard throughout the whole entire album with the song Choke. I think the longest song, which is entitled Phantom Limb, yeah, that's how you pronounce it, I believe, is that it's like the longest song, and it has some really good musical moments. The ending was really catchy, it's really slow, and I really dug that. I also dug the song Hollow, which has been the single that's been out for a while. And Hollow, it's just like a good way to open up the album. It's got a very catchy and upbeat vibe with it. And it really kind of just sets the mood for what this album's going to be, because it does have some slow down moments, some really good melodic guitar things, some really good guitar delaying effects that they're throwing into the mix. And like I said, it sets you up for what's going to be happening on this album, because there's a mixture of things. It's not just a continuously heavy album. It has a lot of slow moments. It has a lot of really cool guitar things, some really cool bass things. The drums are doing unique things. The vocals, which I think are just top notch on this album, are doing a lot of different things throughout this album. So it's just a long curvy ride where you're not exactly sure where you're going to go next, and I like that about this album, is that I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how the songs are going to be thrown together, because the songs on this album are thrown together differently than the one you heard before that one, and I like that. I like that they're doing that, so I'm not really trying to, well, I can guess what's going to happen next. No, it's not going to happen that way. This is going to happen here. Oh, okay. And I think that's really good that they're still able to keep me guessing what's going to happen and me going, I just enjoy this. It's really slow. It's just a good album to really just sit back and relax and just enjoy, because there's so many things that can happen that you don't expect, and you're just going, I like this. I like the sound, or you like this, this, and this, or I like this, this, and this. So There's a lot of things to like about this album. So let's talk about the sound of the band, because that's one of those major things that really stands out. Because apparently back in the day when the first album they released after Lane's death, which was entitled Black Gives Way to Blue, which I have not been able to hear the full entire album. I did hear some of the songs, had a loudness war going on, and I looked that up, and that was pretty interesting to look up and hear all that about that. But so Jared Cantrell, sorry if I messed that up the first time, and William DuVall on lead and backup vocals. So this album is really unique because both vocalists are giving some leads and then giving some backup vocals when the other person's in the lead, and I think that their vocals go well together. There's very good chemistry vocally wise, and the fact that they're both playing rhythm or lead guitar depending on throughout the album. Jerry Cantrell, of course, is performing most of the leads, but William DuVall does have some lead moments, which I really enjoy that too. So do not expect a song that's going to have just Jerry Cantrell singing and that's it, or William DuVall and that's it. This whole album, each song they're duetting most of the time, which it sounds good. It don't get me wrong, it's not bad. I'm not bashing it. It sounds good. I really enjoy the vocals. It's really, really good. The lyrics are very good as well. Let's talk about the guitar side. Now we're getting off the vocals. The guitar side, like I said before, talking about some of the tracks on this album, there's so many unique riffs in here. The riff of Stone, the riff on Hollow, the riffs throughout this whole entire album. They stand out, they're very unique, they are different from the song you heard before, and Jerry Cantrell and William DuVall as well know how to play very well on this album. I'm just really surprised at some of the riffs that Jerry Cantrell will still be able to perform, and the solos are very unique, and just the melodies in general, very, very good as well. So let's talk about Mike on bass, and his bass is very heavy on the beginning of Stone. His bass is heavy throughout the album. I like the tone they went with that. Also the guitars as well. I love the guitar tone as well. But back to the bass. The bass has always been a unique thing for Alice in Chains, so it was nice to see some more really cool bass things that are happening throughout this album, and the bass player, Mike, is still able to stand out. Let's talk about Sean on drums. The drums, again, from Alice in Chains, what do you expect? Do you expect simple drum patterns? No. Sean is able to throw in some really cool drum things that make me just go, what is he going to do next? Because the riffs are unique, the way they put the songs together are different, but still are awesome, and so that's the way the drums goes as well. The drums are not a simple pattern, it is complex in some places, and kind of going, ooh, this is kind of different. This made the song even sound different now with the drums doing something a little bit different that I didn't expect. So once again, the drums sound very good, and the drums are performed very well, so I have to give a big praise to this band for able to still creating these really unique songs that make me go, I have to listen to this album again and again, because I'm still catching things after a few more listens. I'm still catching unique things vocally, or vocal melodies, or the guitar bits, or bass, or something in the drums I didn't exactly hear the last time. So each time listening through, I'm hearing something different that makes me go, I have to listen to it again. What else am I missing? Because this band is still able to give me some things that I don't hear the first couple runs, and then I hear it and go, I like that even more. So overall, I think that this album, if you're an Alice in Chains fan from back in the day, at least give this a listen. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But for me, I enjoy it. I enjoyed the old Alice in Chains, and I enjoy the new Alice in Chains. I enjoy this album. It's very, very good. The songs are put together very well, and it should be at least listened to at least once by any fan of this band, or if you're a fan of whatever, at least check this album out. It's very unique. It has some really good vibes going for it, and it stands out in my opinion. So I have to give this album a 9 out of 10. Really, really good album. A solid release from this band, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next with this band musically, because they're continuing to put out some really great stuff here. So I have to give praise to this band. Really, really good album. So please go check out The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. So that's my review, guys. If you like me and you like the review, like the video. And if you like me and you want to see more, click my name or subscribe and see more of my material. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.